In Christopher Nolan's Batman Trilogy, the three villains wield the contagious nature of fear as their most powerful weapon. They infect the people by becoming publicly visible and infiltrating Gotham's authority structures. The audience can truly empathize with the terror encroaching upon the citizens of Gotham through the film's strategic use of costumes, camera techniques, and music. The emphasis on masterfully crafted villains is what makes the Batman trilogy so different from other superhero movies. As disciples of the League of Shadows, Bane and Scarecrow believe when a city is as corrupt and crooked as Gotham, its destruction is necessary. The Joker, on the other hand, believes that people are inherently demented. He battles Batman for Gotham's soul to prove that society is just as psychotic as he is. In order to infect the masses with fear, the Joker and Bane use the power of visibility to make themselves known to the public. They then use this notoriety to deliver their threats and light the inferno of fear. The Joker sends videos to news media to announce that he wants Wayne Enterprises' accountant to be killed by an ordinary citizen, and to induce panic by saying,
"If you don't want to be in the game, get out now." But the bridge and tunnel crowd are sure in for a surprise. Ha 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 ha.
Bane takes a more old-fashioned approach. He simply invades large public spaces and delivers menacing monologues laden with his threats.
And at the first sign of interference from the outside world, this anonymous Gothamite, this unsung hero, will trigger the bomb.
Bane could easily just ignite the 4-megaton nuclear bomb and accomplish his mission, but he realizes what Alfred Hitchcock had. There is no terror in the bang, only in the anticipation of it. The Joker and Bane are able to spread the disease of terror and panic throughout millions of people quickly by making themselves highly visible figureheads of fear. In doing so, they create distrust and animalistic volatility among the citizens, which in turn begins to shred the fabric of society, ultimately helping them achieve their malicious objectives. Another way that Batman villains enable themselves to spread fear is by infiltrating Gotham's pre-existing authority structures. For example, Scarecrow, as his alter ego Dr. Crane, becomes the chief administrator of Arkham Asylum and positions himself to become a preferred testifier in court. Not only does he infiltrate Gotham's medical and judicial systems, his authority in Arkham Asylum gives him access to the physical infrastructure of water pipes that distribute throughout the entire city. He uses these pipes to spread his panic-inducing neurotoxin. Bane also infiltrates Gotham's infrastructure, allowing him to place explosive concrete in areas around the city. Additionally, he infiltrates Gotham's economic and corporate structures by raiding the stock exchange and hijacking a Wayne Enterprises board meeting. Visibility and infiltration of authority structures allow Batman's adversaries to terrorize the citizens of Gotham. But how is that fear translated to the big screen? How do the filmmakers terrify the audiences? One way is by using peculiar costume design. For example, the Joker's flashy purple suit, messy white makeup, dark red lipstick, and long greasy green hair reflect his unstable yet eccentric state of mind. All three villains also cover their face in some way. The Scarecrow wears a burlap sack, the Joker covers his face with theatrical makeup, and Bane wears a breathing mask that covers most of his face. These masks obscure the audience's view of the villains' faces, adding to their ability to induce fear, because
always fear what you don't understand.
The film also utilizes camera techniques and angles to magnify each villain's personality and physical characteristics. In addition to using heels, camera angles are utilized to make Tom Hardy's Bane seem much taller and larger. The first time Batman and Bane fight in The Dark Knight Rises, Bane is pictured closer to the screen to be seen as the larger of the two. One of the creepiest scenes in The Dark Knight is the Joker's news video.
This is how crazy Batman's made Gotham. You want order in Gotham. Batman must take off his mask and...
By having the Joker film this clip shakily and close up, the depth of his intrinsic insanity is put on display for the city of Gotham and the viewers.
I'm a man of my word.
When the power of the Scarecrow's fear gas is first introduced, the camera work dramatically increases the amount of fear felt by the audience. Here is a still image from this scene, which is a lot less effective than the shaking camera angle that disorients the viewer. The Batman Trilogy's Oscar-winning use of music and sound effects amplify the fear felt by Gotham to the audience. In action scenes, the screenplay is supplemented with music that is powerful and fear-inducing, while in more quiet, suspenseful scenes, the sound effects play a large role in molding our feelings to match those of the characters on screen. Let's take a look at Scarecrow using his fear-inducing toxin on Batman.
Oh, having trouble. Take a seat. Have a drink. You look like a man who takes himself too seriously.
This is the same clip without the sound effects. Obviously, sound effects can make or break a movie. In the case of the Batman Trilogy, they always reinforce the screenplay and strongly impact the audience. Music is also a huge component of the trilogy that gives it yet another way to simultaneously impact the audience. To pinpoint a great example of this, here's a clip of the Joker.
What doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
And here is the same clip without music. Did you notice the difference? Camera angles, costumes, and music combine to simulate an emotional anger from the villains, creating an especially terrifying antagonist. As Robert McKee said, people fear the threat that comes not from the idea, but from emotion. The villains of the Batman Trilogy show us the dangers of fear. Panic, crime, mistrust, annihilation of societal bonds are just some of the symptoms of fear's contagious nature. Scarecrow spreads fear to rip the city apart socially. The Joker uses it to rip the city apart morally. Bane uses it to rip the city apart physically. The audience can truly experience the terror felt by Gothamites through costuming, camera techniques, sound effects, and music. Ultimately, the weaponization of fear is what makes the villains of Batman so diabolical and the Batman Trilogy so incredible.
And I thought my jokes were bad.